defensive line. Yeah, I don't want. It's hard to always make comparisons, but I feel like we can, we maybe increase some of our athleticism across the front, or some of our quickness and athleticism for sure. And we've got some returning players, but we also have some new faces. I think it's been a good blend, and yeah, I think we'll be. I think we can put guys out there. We'll probably be a little bit faster, a little more athletic in some respects than maybe we have been in the past. So I've been happy with their progress. They've done a good job of kind of meshing together and performing together.
We've heard from Lance talking about how physical this spring has been compared to past springs with you guys as a staff. How different has that been, or what have you guys done differently to make sure it's more physical than the past ones you've had?
Well, we really just put a daily emphasis on it. It's not. I don't know that we probably had some more live snaps than we maybe have had in the past, just overall. But being physical is, like I said, I've said it before. It takes on a lot of different facets. So it's playing fast. It's dominating your assignment, finishing in a dominant position. Just attacking more downhill at some things, more aggressive in our blitz tracks and blitz paths and things like that. So I think we've really tried to emphasize that on defense, and on a daily basis, pull practice clips and, hey, show this is what the standard is, this is what it should look like, and hey, this is not what it should look like. So from that standpoint, it has, and it's just been. I just think we probably put a little more emphasis on it, been a little more relentless with just that talk and that mindset, and I feel like players have embraced it pretty good.
A lot of players and coaches we've talked to have kind of said that was a self-scout thing, but was it a reaction to anything you saw, Big 12 schedule or anything like that?
No,
Okay.
Not at all. It was just more of evaluating ourselves and where are we and where do we need to go? How are we going to take the next steps necessary to be a legitimately week in and week out competitive defense in this league? And one of those things that we just saw was we weren't consistently performing that way. So I think I feel pretty good about our players having really bought into that and made it a daily focus.
Have any players been leading that?
I don't know. I think, I can't say that some guys standing up in front of the group and, like Braveheart and leading the charge and that kind of stuff. But, I think that comes often from the linebacker core because they kind of play between the other two segments, and they've done a really good job of that. And I hear guys, because as we start, maybe we'll start a new kind of a team period or something, and what I like is when I don't have to be the person that is telling everybody that all the time. I think it's self-talk now, where they get each other geared up for what's coming next, and so again, I take all those things as progress, right? So when players can take ownership of that and apply it, that's really good steps.
You obviously work with the safeties. I think at the beginning of the spring you talked about Jalen Dye. Just in hindsight, what have you seen from him during spring ball?
Yeah, I think he's had a really, really good spring, and I would say last fall he redshirted. Last half of the year he traveled, he practiced. He practiced as if he was going to play, but really didn't play. But also, I don't know that he was really ready last fall to fully play. And just physically, yes, but just really with being on top of all the things a player needs to know back there. I don't know that it was all like clicked in place, but this spring he's really come around, and where if last fall he would have played, I would have been a little bit nervous about what's going to actually happen out there sometimes. This spring I could probably count on one hand the times that that he's made some kind of schematic error or something like that. So, and that's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of plays that he's taken. So he's really made some great strides there, and I think he feels good about what he's doing. He's a really good athlete. He's really explosive. I think he's got confidence that he can really cut it loose and play. And there's like flashes of plays and things that he does really well. And so I feel like he's really in the competitive mix of our upper echelon of safeties heading into the year, and we'll see how all that plays out. But he's really, he's earned himself the right to be part of that mix.
When you look at having all these different returners in the secondary, does that open you up to have more trust with blitzing? And I guess does losing a guy like Lonnie make that more of a viable option?
Yeah, obviously we feel like generally we're going to have to find ways to, at this point, manufacture some rush pressure and things like that. I don't know that we have a Lonnie or a Kyron Johnson that from a couple years ago. I don't know who that person is right now. So we've got to keep improving those players up front, need to keep improving that ability, but we've got to find other ways to make it happen too. And that's the good part about spring sometimes, is that you can experiment a little bit with some things, and hey, how does this look, and what is this going to gain us? We've been able to do some of those things to try to put some of our more dynamic, fast, pass rushing type people in a good position where they can have an impact in that area. And so far so good in that area, and yeah, we'll be able to do some different things. I think that'll help us in that area.
You certainly don't have to share names, but if you want to, obviously go ahead. With regard to what you just said though about not having a Lonnie or a Kyron, do you have guys in mind that you think could be that, or you hope will be as you continue to move?
Yeah, we've tried to find. We have some linebackers who are they do one-on-one pass rush drills as well. It's not just the defensive line. So we've kind of experimented with some guys in that area, and to see if they can, in certain situations, maybe be able to play a spot like that. So again. And so there's probably a couple of guys that are in our minds that could potentially, in the right situations, do some of that. But then there's also, that's part of the good thing about defense is you can create and bring pressure from a lot of different areas. So we're trying to find, some schematic things that will help us in that area as well.
Austin Booker is someone that didn't necessarily play a whole lot at Minnesota. What have you kind of seen from him this spring? Where's he grown the most?
Yeah, he's young, he's raw, green, he's really long. He's a good athlete. So again, when he's got it locked in terms of the what my job is part, he's really good. And sometimes he might not have it all locked in just yet, but he's a person that can still make some good things happen. So what we really need to do is we just need to get him, just continue to school him up on some things. But he runs well, and he's got tremendous length, and he's just got a good natural feel for playing, how to play off blocks and how to see things that are happening and know what to do. So again, we just got to get him going in that direction, and so that assignment wise he's really sound, and I think he's got plenty of ability to make the rest of it happen. It's been a good addition.
Where does Hayden Hatcher fit into the picture?
Yeah, I'd say the same thing about Hayden. He's had a really productive spring. We keep track of defensive points every day at practice, and you get points for a variety of things. Tackles for loss, sacks, quarterback hurries, knockdown balls, and outstanding effort plays, and just things like that. Strip attempts on the ball carrier. So we track points every day. I would probably imagine that half of the practices he's been the leading point getter on the defense. So he is an all the time play hard guy, all effort, and he's a motivated player. I think he genuinely really wants to be good, be great. And so what you're getting every day from that guy. You know, our job is to, you know, is to feed into that, but also keep him healthy, because, you know, he's probably not the biggest guy in the world, so, you know, we've kind of got to manage his reps and things like that the best way, but when he's out there, he's been super productive all spring, and really is kind of, you know, kind of jumped up a little bit in my mind about guys that can play to the level that we're going to need to play to.
JB Brown, some of the Lance has talked a lot about this spring. What's his progression look like? What does he bring to that linebacker position?
Yeah, he's strong, big, fast. You know, he plays more of like we would want guys to play at that position, where I'm not going to wait around for something to happen to me. I'm going to go that direction at things, and so he's really good at those kind of things. He's also made some good sideline to sideline kind of tackling plays. You know, we get challenging on the perimeter a lot with our offense, and so you've got to be able to run, and he looks like he can run. So he's much the same as a lot of those other new guys. You know, they're disadvantaged in the sense that they haven't run this particular defense with the terms and the calls and the, you know, coverages and the blitz tracks, and they're getting it for the first time, where other guys have had it a lot more. So, you know, there's the mental piece of that, which obviously over time has got to keep coming along, but he certainly seems like he'll find himself a way onto the field, and he'll be able to help us for sure.